Hi there. Hello. This is the next video after a week of absence because I, like many people, caught COVID. So last week wasn't very nice. Wasn't the worst thing in the world. I've been jabbed. I didn't feel too bad after the first couple of days, but doing the podcast was a little bit difficult. We had to delay by a day because I had a very sexy, sultry, damaged voice for a couple of days, and then was just feeling a bit crap. So there was no video last week, and then this week I still wasn't sure what to do. So I had some shopping that's arrived. I've got some more due today, so I figured I would talk about those. What I have due today is Ghostbusters Afterlife on Blu-ray, which I've been vocal about my dislike of Ghostbusters Afterlife, but I am a completist, so I'm going to still have to have it on the shelf. And there were bits of it that I liked. I really liked the I forget her name, but there's the young actress who's basically the best of the leads, who was the granddaughter of Egon Spengler. And you know, Paul Rudd is always good as Paul Rudd. I thought he was quite fun. Some of the effects that managed to still have that feeling of practical effects, they were good. Some of the nostalgia worked for me as I'm easily pleased, but a lot of it didn't. So, you know, it was problematic. I think it's the weakest of the Ghostbuster movies. I know many will be rushing to criticise the previous Ghostbusters movie, but I thought that was okay. The other film I have arriving today is Last Night in Soho, which I think is superb, and there's been a lot of discussion about that again. A lot of people talking about, I think a lot of people want to recommend it for they think it has Jello elements in there, and you know, that's, if you see that in there and enjoy that part of it, that's great. I think Last Night in Soho worked so well for me because it's more another filmic representation of the kind of you can't go home again idea. You can really enjoy a time and a place without automatically painting that whole time and place in a filter of rose tinted paint for me. I think that's what Last Night in Soho did so well. Like, enjoy the fashions of swinging 60s London, enjoy the music, enjoy what's come about from it. But you know, if you were there at the time, there was a lot that wasn't good as well, including the mistreatment of women and abuse and, you know, crimes that were going on. So I think it does well at showing the character view this stuff in a way that conveys to us how awesome it is and how it is good to remember and celebrate the good, but then also shows you, well, there's bad stuff there as well. The bad stuff was still alongside the good. We don't need to pretend that wasn't there. We can, you know, have seen that go on and still appreciate the good that came out of it. That's how I took it. I think it was a great film. I thought the lead performances were great. So I'm really looking forward to getting the Blu-ray and revisiting that. Other recent purchases from Arrow. I got Red Angel, which looks to be an interesting film about wartime. And I think it's, yeah, Japan's war with China, and concentrates on a wartime nurse. So I'll see when I get time to watch that. Sleep looks like an interesting film. Let's just take it out the sleeve there as well. So if any of you have seen Sleep already, then let me know, because it certainly has enough in there to intrigue me. I caved in and got Shock, aka Beyond the Door 2. It's far from top tier Mario Bava, but it's kind of fun. It's you know, it's all right. It is what it is. Cheesy schlock, and I can't help liking it. I'll probably watch it again ahead of something like Lawrence of Arabia, or that, you know, or before I've even watched. I've got a copy of Dr. Zhivago that's been on my shelf for a long time. I've just never brought myself around to watch it because A, you need to be in the right frame of mind, and B, you need 3 hours spare when you're going to sit down and watch it. And I will sit down and watch it in the cinema room. It needs speakers, big screen. But, you know, you're not just going to sling on Dr. Zhivago when you remember you have a spare chunk of time. You're going to set aside time for that and appreciate it as it should be appreciated. I'm expecting to enjoy it. I had Lawrence of Arabia that long that I actually waited until it was shown back in cinemas in a 70mm print, which was amazing and the best way to see it. But in fact, here it is. I've had this set for a long time, which has the book and the CD. I think I've maybe shown this set before in a previous video. Lovely. But I just thought, if it's going to be shown in cinemas, yeah, you should see Lawrence of Arabia in cinemas. So I did that. Last but by no means least, from cinema to TV, I finally picked up V, the complete collection. It's been in my local Sainsbury's for months now, and I think any branded supermarket of your choice will have a physical disc section, but I think they're really starting to pare them down and phase them out. So I was watching some of the prices on sets go lower and lower, and I kept thinking, oh, one day I'll get that, one day I'll get that. And I just thought, I'll take the plunge because I don't know how much longer they'll be there. Having said that, I've bought these movies, I've got other pre-orders going, and then obviously lost money being off work with COVID and having to self-isolate. A neighbour hit my car while it was parked, so there's a left headlight out and bumper and wing damage that will need checked, so that's bodywork that they're going to pay for. So this year isn't off to the best of starts, and you know, I don't drink anymore, I don't smoke, I don't really gamble to a big degree. Like, my thing is movies, so I still will use my money to order movies and do that, but that means I'm still aiming to pay off my credit card, which is way too high, and it's still some weeks pay out more than I'm getting in. That's what has paid for this. And then you get something like the past week with the double whammy of irritation, to put it mildly, and it really reminds me of like where all my money's gone. So, you know, as I've said before, your movie collection doesn't define you and how much you spend on it. So, you know, this has all come at a cost, and I've chosen that cost. We do the podcast for free. We don't ever want to charge people to listen to our nonsense. We try and put content out there that you can pick and choose from. What we'd appreciate is just, you know, if you ever have any constructive feedback, do let us know. If you ever have ideas, do let us know. You can comment on the YouTube videos. You can like, subscribe, rate, review. You can email us at radarsofthepodcast@gmail.com. There are places on Facebook where you can contact us individually, or there is the podcast page. So we always welcome your inclusion there, and just a variety of ways in which we can hopefully feel a little bit of support, a little bit of feedback from you. I know that it's sometimes worthwhile, because I know some weeks we do better than others, especially Japanuary. I think when we're going through Japanese cinema, there are definitely a lot of areas where I know a lot less. I feel a lot less comfortable in what we're discussing. I try and double check myself for getting names right when it comes to directors and actors, but we're not claiming to be experts. We're wanting to talk about films that we will either hope other people will see, or we will try and slightly warn you away from. That's all we're looking to do. And sometimes if we have a bit more information, we'll try and offer some context. If we have personal memories, we can use that context, and it may be something specific that turns out to be something that other people identify with. That's our approach. I've said it before, I'll say it again, just as a reminder, because I know Japanuary has a lot of films you know, we've covered a lot of great Japanese cinema, and we cover some obscurities, and I certainly have some weeks where I feel completely out of my depth. I don't know anything about the films at all, and then other weeks where I'm a little bit more comfortable. It's either someone I know, a big name, you know, like Takeshi Miike, or, you know, obviously Kurosawa, things like that. But the point is to keep the conversation going. That's all we're doing. The other film, wait there. I mentioned this on the podcast, and I may have shown this before, but I did finally watch Beyond the Infinite 2 Minutes. It's a lot of fun. It really focuses on the central concept, which is basically a time travel film shot mainly in one take, and it's really cleverly done. And the fact that it does keep pointing you towards that gimmick isn't so bad, because it feels like it's earned it. It's done the hard work, and then it's saying, look at me, do you recognize this hard work, in a way that, yeah, it just feels deserved. So highly recommended. This is, I believe, on Amazon Prime, I think, for $2 or $3.99 for a rental, and it'll be a number of different places. It will also be out in America now, I think, now or tomorrow. I'm pretty sure it was going to be the end of January. So hopefully, if you can, do catch and support a little film like Beyond the Infinite 2 Minutes. It's about, I think it's about 75 minutes. It's worth your time. It's fun. It's really good. That's all I'm covering this week. There were no big box sets to look through. There was no big overarching theme. It's just a little catch up, and I hope you all stay well, and I'll see you next time.